I snapped awake in our sleeper car, the midnight train rumbling through the pitch-black nowhere, and heard its soft moans, a muffled giggle, drifting from our bed. My heart thudded hard against my ribs. I'd slipped out maybe 15 minutes ago to grab a bottle of water from the dining car. Kara, my wife, had been curled up under the thin blanket, half asleep, or so I thought. The train's hum had lulled me into a daze, but now I was wide awake, every nerve buzzing. I crept closer, the cheap curtain swaying with the motion, and peeked through the gap. My world shattered. There she was, Kara, tangled up with my damn sister, Leah. Their bodies pressed tight under the flickering amber light of the cabin. Leah's hand slid up Kara's bare thigh, slow and deliberate, my wife whispering, "He'll never suspect a thing." I ripped the curtain back, roaring, "What the hell is this?" Kara jolted upright, gasping, her eyes wide with panic, while Leah just smirked, cool as ice. "Hey, bro, surprise." My stomach churned like I'd been sucker punched. Kara and I had been married 5 years, high school sweethearts turned steady couple, or so I'd believed. This train trip was her idea, a family getaway, to reconnect with Leah after years of her drifting. Jail stints, sketchy boyfriends, the works. Kara had been off lately. Secretive as hell, always glued to her phone, dodging me with weak excuses about work stress or her crypto side hustle. I chalked it up to her dabbling in NFTs, some project she kept vague, saying, "It's complicated, Mike, don't worry." Leah showing up last minute? Kara swore it was spontaneous, a chance to heal old wounds. Now, seeing them locked together in our bed, the betrayal hit like a freight train slamming full speed into my chest. "You're my wife, and you're my sister," I yelled, voice cracking with rage and disbelief. Kara stammered, clutching the sheet. "Mike, wait. It's not what." But Leah cut her off, laughing low. "Chill out, man. It's just a little fun." Fun? My fists clenched, nails digging into my palms. I lunged for my duffel bag to storm out. Something heavy shifted inside, thudding against my boots. I unzipped it. Cash, stacks of crisp hundreds, spilled onto the floor like dirty laundry. For $1,000,000 right there. My jaw dropped. "What the hell is this?" I barked, holding up a wad. Kara's face went white. Leah's smirk faded. This wasn't just cheating. This was a whole damn conspiracy rolling down the tracks. I bolted out of the sleeper car, clutching the duffel, the cash rustling like a guilty whisper against my chest. The train's steady hum vibrated through the narrow hallway as I shoved into the tiny bathroom, slamming the lock shut. Kara's voice chased me, frantic, pounding on the door. "Mike, open up. Please, it's not what you think." My hands shook as I ripped the bag wider. $4 million in crisp bills stared back at me, a burner phone taped to the side. I powered it on. A single text glowed. "Tickets cleared. Split it 3 ways." 3? My blood boiled. I kicked the sink hard. Porcelain cracked with a sharp snap, water spraying across the grimy tiles. Yelling, "Kara, what the hell is this?" She slipped in as I yanked the door open, her face pale, eyes darting like a cornered animal. "Okay, fine," she blurted, voice trembling. "Leah and we're in something big, but it's not just us." I towered over her, the duffel thudding to the floor. "Spill it, now." She swallowed hard, wiping sweat from her brow, and let it rip. Weeks ago, my brother, Tim, the golden boy of the family, the CPA who'd helped me with taxes, pitched them a scam. Fake train tickets sold through a dark web crypto scheme, raking in millions from suckers who'd never bored a damn thing. Kara handled the blockchain laundering, moving dirty crypto into clean cash. Leah forged the documents, IDs, manifests, the works. Tim ran the whole operation from the shadows. The $4 million in the bag. They're cut, stashed on this train to dodge the feds sniffing too close. I stared at her, dumbfounded. "And the cheating?" I growled, stepping closer. She flinched, tears streaking her mascara. "It was a distraction, Mike, to keep you off the trail. Tim said you'd ask too many questions." I shoved her against the wall, the wet tiles soaking her shirt. "You slept with my sister to distract me?" Leah sauntered in, leaning on the doorframe. That smug smirk back. Worked like a charm. Till now, huh? Rage blinded me. I swung the duffel hard, slamming it into her shoulder. She stumbled back, bills scattering across the floor like confetti at a twisted party. The train lurched suddenly. Metal groaned. Screams echoed from the cars ahead. My chest heaved. They'd played me for a fool, and I wasn't letting it slide. I stumbled out of the bathroom, cash stuffed under my jacket. The train sway throwing me against the walls as I pushed toward the dining car. Passengers milled around, oblivious, sipping late-night coffee, until I yanked the emergency brake. The red lever snapped down with a satisfying clunk. Then all hell broke loose. Metal screeched like a dying animal. Tables flipped, glassware shattered as people hit the deck, screaming. I didn't care. I needed answers, and I needed them now. Then I saw him, Tim, my brother, storming through the chaos, his polished suit rumpled, a steak knife glinting in his hand from the dining cart. "You idiot!" he bellowed, shoving a waiter aside. "Give me the damn bag!" My jaw dropped, the air sucked out of me. "You're in on this?" he sneered, closing the gap. "Who do you think planned it, genius? You were always the weak link." Tim, Mr. Perfect, the guy who'd lectured me on family values, who'd crunched my tax numbers for years, was the mastermind. He'd roped Kara and Leah in, turned my marriage into a smokescreen, my trust into a pawn for his game. "For Mill's mine," he growled, lunging with the knife. I dodged. The blade sliced my sleeve, drawing blood, and grabbed a chair, swinging it hard, which splintered across his chest. He roared, tackling me into a table. Plates smashed, food splattered everywhere. Passengers screamed, scrambling for exits as the train shuddered, tilting off the rails. "They didn't want you dead," he panted, pinning me down, his breath hot on my face. "But I do now. You've screwed us." I kneed him in the gut, breaking free, and bolted for the cargo hold, blood dripping down my arm. Sparks flashed outside, metal groaning as the train derailed fully, cars buckling like a twisted spine. My own brother wanted me gone. This wasn't just betrayal. It was a family hit job, and I was the loose end they couldn't afford. Wreck and the Inferno Eye burst into the cargo hold as the train went full chaos. Crates toppled like dominoes, glass exploded in showers of shards, the floor bucking under me like a pissed-off bull. The duffel split open in the madness, cash scattering across the splintered wood, hundreds fluttering like leaves in a storm. Kara and Leah stumbled in behind me, wild-eyed through the smoke. "Mike, stop this!" they yelled in unison. I grabbed a fire extinguisher off the wall, swung it hard, cracking Leah across the arm. Foam sprayed everywhere as she yelped, clutching her elbow. "You're done!" I roared, turning on Kara. She lunged, clawing for the cash. "We need that money!" A stray spark hit the bills. Flames roared up, eating the stacks like kindling. "Burn it all!" I shouted, shoving her back into a crate. Tim crashed through the doorway, knife raised, face twisted with fury. "You're dead, Mike!" I swung the extinguisher again. It smashed his hand with a sickening crunch, the blade skittering across the floor. The train lurched hard. Steel screamed. A window blew out in a blast of glass and wind. Smoke choked the air, flames licking higher, swallowing the 4 mil like it was nothing. Kara's scream cut through. "He's got the phone!" I patted my pocket. The burner, their crypto keys, was still there. I dove for the shattered window, glass slicing my palms, and rolled onto the gravel outside, coughing as the hold turned into an inferno. The cash was ash, but I had their lifeline. Headlights flared. An unmarked black SUV peeled up through the dust. Tim's crew piling out, guns drawn, shouting orders. My family wasn't just cheating, they were killers, and I torched their payday. I scrambled to my feet, legs burning, blood streaking my hands, and ran into the woods, their voices echoing behind me. "Find him! He's got the keys!" The train blazed like a funeral pyre, lighting up the night. I wasn't just a husband anymore, I was a target. I crashed through the woods, branches snapping under my boots, the SUV's engine roaring somewhere behind me like a predator on the hunt. My lungs burned, every breath a rasp, blood dripping from my shredded hands onto the dirt. The burner phone buzzed in my pocket. Text from Tim piling up. Give it back or you're done. We'll find you. Vermilion was ash back in that wreck. But this phone held their real jackpot. Crypto wallet codes, millions more stashed in digital vaults, untouchable unless I cracked it open. I pushed harder, dodging trees until I hit a clearing. A grimy gas station glowed ahead, its flickering neon sign a shaky lifeline. Salvation or a trap? I didn't have time to guess. I stumbled inside. The clerk, a greasy kid with headphones, barely glanced up. You good, man? I waved him off, ducking behind a rack of stale chips, peering out the grimy window. The SUV rolled into the lot, slow and menacing, headlights sweeping like searchlights. Kara's voice screamed from the distant wreck, faint but piercing. Mike, please, help me. Was she trapped in the fire, or playing me one last time? My hands shook as I pulled out the burner. Tim's sloppy password, Family1, unlocked it. Accounts flashed up, $10 million in Bitcoin tied to their fake ticket scam, sitting pretty in a digital fortress. I could drain it right there, wire it to the feds, sink them all, or keep it disappear with their empire in my pocket. The station door slammed open, a goon in a black hoodie stormed in, pistol raised, barking, "Where's he at?" The clerk yelped, ducking under the counter. I bolted out the back, snagging a matchbook from a shelf, struck one, tossed it at a gas pump as I ran. Boom, the explosion rocked the lot, flames swallowing the pumps, glass shattering as the goons shouted, diving for cover. I sprinted deeper into the woods, the phone clutched tight, their tires squealing after me through the smoke. My legs shook, chest heaving. Run or fight? Drain the cash and vanish, turn it in and face them, forgive Kara if she's alive, or bury them all with their own greed. The woods closed in, dark and endless. What's your move, fam? Drop it in the comments. I'm hunted, pissed, and holding the key to their whole damn game. Thank you very much for listening to this story to the end. I hope you liked. We work for you, looking for and telling you the most effective stories about women's betrayal, shocking intrigue, interweaving the plot, and unexpected reactions of angry men. Save us, put likes, write comments, and, of course, subscribe to the channel to not miss any story.